Welcome to Spurs Tips, the channel that covers everything about your favorite club, Tottenham Hotspur. And I am today very excited to record this video. And I am sure after what happened last Sunday, you shall probably be buzzing about watching Tottenham Hotspur. And if I am being honest, I cannot wait to watch Spurs play football again. And so far, so good. Let's look at how Tottenham had played this season. And so in this video, we'll be looking at the season so far and drawing out few observations that we have seen from Spurs season so far. So let's begin. But before that, subscribe to Spurs Tips for all the latest content about your favorite club, Tottenham Hotspur. The first observation is how has Jose Mourinho solved the creative problems of Tottenham Hotspur. If you remember, we made a video after the Everton defeat about how Spurs struggled to create anything of quality in the second half, and since then Tottenham have created loads of chances, especially from the second half against Southampton till the next two games against Newcastle and Manchester United. So let's look at how Jose Mourinho has been able to solve those creative issues. Tottenham so far this season has played in a 4-2-3-1 formation, just like we did the last season. But there is a difference this season. As in our Everton video, we told you that Jose Mourinho made a substitution at halftime, replacing Dele Alli and moving for Musa Sissoko and moving Lucas Moura into the number 10 role. He defined this by saying that he wanted someone who can take players on in this number 10 position and exploit the space behind a opposition defensive midfielder. But Lucas Moura failed to create any chance in the game and was poor in his take on. But since that game, we have played either Tongi or Ndombele or Giovanni Lo Celso in this position, and they are pretty good at progressing the ball forward and creating chances from this position. And since then, Spurs' creative play has improved considerably. But another thing that Mourinho has changed is that these moves allowed Harry Kane to drop deeper into this space, while the number 10 drops a little deeper and the two wider forwards push on and attack this space in the half space, which has led to Harry Kane assisting 6 times this season. This is one of the reasons why Tottenham has been able to create a lot of chances. It's because they have used Harry Kane's hold-up play and his ability to find through balls, especially for Son Heung-min, who attacks from the left wing, to create loads of chances. Second observation from this season has been a more balanced Tottenham Hotspur. If you remember last season, we would set up in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but in position it would become a 3-5 with Son pushing on to the left, Kane and Ali pushing higher up, and Lucas Moura generally playing on the right wing to stay narrow, while the right back, which was mostly Sergio Aurier, would push higher up the pitch, and Ben Davies would tuck in to make a back three. And this is how Tottenham's shape would look with the ball when everybody was fit. Obviously, when there were injury issues to Kane and Son, this changed a bit, but when everyone was fit, this was the basic plan. But this season, with the signing of Sergio Reguilon, this thing has changed a little bit. Now, the right back still pushes higher up the pitch, but this time the left back does not also push up the pitch rather than tucking in at centre back, and allows free space for Son and the wide forwards to attack half spaces. They both attack these half spaces, while the number 10 drops off and Harry Kane drops into this space to look for these two through balls. Harry Kane dropping in and then looking for finding Son and Lucas Lamela or Bergwijn, and in the future Gareth Bale for through goals. Also, this allows Tottenham to narrow down the opposition back foot. If you watch the game against Manchester United, this is how Spurs continuously attack their defensive line. Because Son and Lamela stayed narrow, the back four had to make a choice of when the ball was with the fullback. When the ball was with the fullback, the opposition had to make a right back. That was when Bisaka had to make a choice of whether to attack closed in on the fullback or stay narrow with the back four. If we went with the fullback, then they all would have to skip here. This will allow Spurs to change the ball for Serge Aurier, which led to a couple of chances in the first half. And after the sending off, Serge Aurier creating goal for Son Heung-min and then scoring himself in the second half. Or if they did not go in, then they can push on from there, which also led to the penalty for the sixth goal. This next point is attackers attacking half spaces. In the game against Manchester United, with the possession, when Tottenham were in position, the forward front three would stay pretty narrow, which would force the opposition fullbacks to come in narrow, with Lamela staying in the half spaces in the right and Son on the left. And when the ball would go out to the fullbacks, if the fullback went on to push towards the ball, then there would be space in here for Son to run into. So if we stayed tight with Son, then one of the midfielder would have to go and press it. But then either Harry Kane or Ndombele will drop into the space, which will force other midfielders out and will always have one Spurs player free for possession, and they can move the ball around quite easily too. And because United would then have to come in narrow, this will create a lot of space for Serge Aurier to exploit. We saw this example when in 11v11 when Spurs were 2-1 up. So Sergio Aguero will have the ball on the left wing, and they will then pressure him with the midfielder from United. So he will pass the ball towards Sissoko in the midfield, who would then spray it out wide to Serge Aurier, who would then rush on to the ball and get a good chance, which was saved by David De Gea. Similarly, later on in the game, for third goal also was for the fourth goal. He was found out by Sissoko, and then he played it out for Son to score from here. So this, by getting the two wide forwards playing narrow, it creates a problem for the opposition fullbacks. Dilemma whether to go and press the fullback or stay with their forward. If they stay with the forward, then one of the midfielder would have to come here, and so whole back line would have to move this side, getting lots of space on the other opposite flank. Whilst last season Tottenham would keep one of their wide forward wide, but they would not be able to create the enough overload to press team here on one side and then switch of play and attack from the other side. But this season, because they have got using both the fullbacks higher up the pitch, they are able to attack down the flanks and then quickly switch over the play and create good chances from these positions. The final point that we are going to talk about is how solid Tottenham had been defensively. This season, Tottenham Hotspur, as per the FBref, which is supplied data by StatsBomb, we have the best defense of XG against conceded of less than 3 per so far this season if you count out the penalties. Obviously, we have conceded 3 penalties this season, which has increased that value. But if we ignore the penalties, then our defensive is the best in the league. And also the fact that in our last 2 games against Newcastle United and Manchester United, there were only 3 total shots on target, and 2 of which were penalty. So only one other shot on target, which was a long distance effort from Scott McTominay against Hugo Lloris, which goes to show how good Tottenham's defense has been. Considering the league, which is scoring so many goals and so many good attacking teams right now, a good defense might be the difference between a top 4 and a title challenge. And so, based on all of these factors that we have seen and the performance levels that we have been showing in the past couple of weeks, I genuinely believe that a title challenge might be possible for Tottenham Hotspur, but that this team with this squad is definitely on for a top 4 finish. Let me know in the comments below what do you think where Spurs will finish this season, and what do you make of these 4 observations? Do you agree or disagree with that? And or you have anything else to add? Kindly comment below your opinions on that. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, share this video to support the channel and subscribe to Spurs Tips for more content about our favorite club, Tottenham. Thanks for watching.